Hey everybody, this is going to be the tutorial that's going to show you how to make this duo diamond crochet baby blanket. And just want to show you, this is what the back looks like. It's pretty much exactly like the front because it's worked back and forth. And the reason why I say duo diamonds, because it's it's both diamonds, but they're just made a little differently. And this one also has a border. The size of my afghan that I have here may differ just because I added this border later because I asked my YouTube community if they wanted borders on the afghans, and I'd already had several of these afghans made already and everything was written out on them, and they said they wanted fancy borders, so I added these borders. So you may want to add like maybe 1.5 inches for each of one of these, so maybe about 3 more inches than what I say. I measured, I had the length was 35 inches and 88.5 centimeters, and the width was 35 inches and 88.5 centimeters. So it was exactly the same. It's like a perfect square. I used a 5mm hook, or size H hook for the US, and I also used 5 skeins of this gold color. And then I had just a little bit of these other colors that was basically just scrap yarn. It didn't even take half. Maybe the white might have taken almost half, maybe 1/4 of a skein. And the gray barely took a skein at all. It's just a bunch of double crochets. And then I used a little bit more of the gold on the end. The gauge was 3 stitches per inch. So every one of these 3 stitches was 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters. The multiples of the stitch is 18 plus 5. And what that means is that you're going to be doing chains of 18, 18, 18, 18 till you reach your desired width. Then once you have, you'll do that plus 5 stitches, and then you'll be ready to begin row 1. Each 18 will make the start of one kind of diamond, as you can see here, and then it'll have the beginning of one and the half of another one. Okay, once you have your multiples of 18 and you've changed your plus 5, you're ready for row 1. You want to double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. So count 1, 2, 3, 4, and in this 4th chain, put a double crochet. The chain on the end here also counts. So, but you've only done 1 double crochet and you want to do 7 more. So that's 1 double crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have 7 double crochets, and with that beginning chain, you have a total of 8 stitches now. So now you want to chain 2, and you skip 2, and double crochet in the next. Then again, you'll chain 2, you'll skip 2, and then double crochet in the next. And now we're going to be doing that half part of our diamond, and we're going to need 13 double crochets in a row to make that. You've got 1 here already, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Just make sure you have 13, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. So once you have your 13 in a row, again, you'll repeat what you did here. So you'll chain 2, skip 2, and double crochet in the next. chain 2, skip 2, double crochet in the next. So you repeat that for the row, and when you get to your last little bit here, you should have 8 stitches here on the end. So we have our 1 already. So this will be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then last one, 8. And that will end row 1. Hold on, let me fix my yarn here. Okay, for the end of the row, you'll want to chain 3 and turn. So for row 2, this chain 3 does count as the first stitch, so you're going to be working in that the second double crochet of the row. And you're going to put a double crochet in that. And you want 6 double crochets, so you've done 1 double crochet, so this will be 2, 3, total of 6 here, 4, 5, and 6. Whoops, actually you don't. You want a total of 6, but you only want to do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you've got your double crochet 5. Hold on, let me change this real quick. Okay. So now you're going to chain 2, and you're going to be skipping the 2 double crochets here, and in this center double crochet, you're going to be putting 5 double crochets in there. So chain 2, skip over to that middle double crochet, and put 5 double crochets, all worked into that same double crochet. This is making the tip of the other diamond. So 5 double crochets in there, then you're going to mirror what you did on this side. So you're going to chain 2, you're going to skip that chain and the first 2 double crochets on this side, and then that third double crochet over, you're going to put a double crochet. So then you want to double crochet. Looks like it's going to be 9. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yes. So you'll have 9 double crochets in a row. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So double crochet 9, leaving you 2 double crochets on this side, just like before. And you're going to chain 2, skip those 2 double crochets and the chain space, and working in this middle double crochet here, you're going to put your 5 double crochets. 3, 4, and 5. Then again, you'll chain 2, skip this chain and the first 2 double crochets on this side as well, and then a double crochet in that third double crochet over. And now you want to double crochet in the last 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have 1 double crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, and your 6th will be in that top of your chain. So you have 6 to end your row, and that ends row 2. Okay, for row 3, I'm going to chain 3. It should always be a chain 3 at the beginning, if I remember right. And your chain 3 will always count as your first stitch. So you want to double crochet starting in the 2nd stitch of the row, and you want to have 3 double crochets in a row. So I'm going to put 1, 2, 3. And it's going to stay consistent, or you'll always be having 2 whenever you're reducing the double. You always seem to reduce by 2. So now you want to chain 2, and you're going to move over to your first double crochet out of these 5 double crochets that we'll call our shell, our first shell. You're going to be working 5 double crochets in that very first double crochet of our shell. So yarn over and put 5 double crochets all worked into that same double crochet. And then you're going to move over without chaining. You're going to move over to that last double crochet of our shell. So you're going to skip these 3 middle ones and put 5 double crochets in this last double crochet. So 5 double crochets worked in the last and the first of our shell, and then you'll chain 2, and then we're still decreasing. So we're going to have these first 2 double crochets and these last 2 double crochets not worked. So we're just going to be working a double crochet in those middle 5. So skip those first 2 double crochets and double crochet in the next 5. This is 2, 3, 4, and 5, leaving 2 undone on this side. So you'll repeat, chain 2, and you'll be working 5 double crochets in that first double crochet of our shell. 4 and 5, and without chaining, move over to the last double crochet of our shell and put your other 5 double crochets, and you're going to be repeating that for your row. Again, when you get done with your 5 double crochets on this side, you're going to chain 2, skip those first 2, and then you'll be putting 5 double crochets in a row and skipping the last 2 just like you did here. And when you get to the end, you again are going to skip those last 2, those next 2, those first 2, and then you're going to double crochet in the last, it's like 4 stitches, yes, in the last 4 stitches. So the top of that chain 3 will be the last double crochet, and that will end row 3. Okay, so for row 4, you'll chain 3 and turn, and then you're going to double crochet in the second stitch of the row, because chain 3 will always count as the first. And then you're going to chain 2, and again you'll skip these 2 on this side, and you're going to skip the chain. You're going to do just like you did last time. You're going to be working your 5 double crochets in that first double crochet of this first shell. So grab that first double crochet, the first shell, and you're going to be putting 5 double crochets in that first double crochet. So that's 5. And then you're going to skip over, and in the space here between our 2 shells from last time, you're going to be putting also 5 double crochets. So find that big old space there in the middle. Put your 5 double crochets. 3, 4, and 5. And then now in this last double crochet of your final shell, like you did last row, you're going to be putting 5 double crochets in that shell as well. And 4. Then you're going to chain 2 on this side of your, you did chain 2, skip these 2, and you're going to do the mirror that on this side. You chain 2, you're going to skip these first 2, and in this very middle double crochet you're going to put a double crochet. So there's only going to be 1. This is going to end our diamond, this diamond. So after that you'll chain 2, skip 2, and then you repeat what you just did here. You'll put your 5 double crochets worked in the first, 5 double crochets worked in the middle, and 5 double crochets worked in that last double crochet of your shell. So I'm working my It's getting a little loud and windy here, so I'm going to go ahead and finish these really quick, and I'll be back here in a moment. Okay, I don't know if you could hear all that noise that was going on, but I could. It was very distracting. So I'm putting my 5 double crochets here in the middle, and then in this last double crochet of my second shell here. 3, 4, and 5. Then again, you'll chain 2, and you want to skip those first 2 double crochets, which should leave you 2 double crochets here on the end. The double crochet and the double crochet, and the double crochet in that ending chain 3. And that ends row 4. Okay, for row 5, I'm going to chain 3 and turn. And you're going to double crochet in that first double crochet. Now we're going to start the increase. This is basically going to be the start of your next diamond here, and we're going to be sort of decreasing this middle diamond here. So we have first double crochet and our double crochet, and now we're going to be working in this chain 2 space here. And we're going to be putting 2 double crochets in that chain 2 space. Then you want to chain 2, and in the space between these first 2, we're going to be working in these spaces this time. The first space in between the first 2 shells, you will put your 5 double crochets in there. Don't forget to chain 2 though before you do this shell. So 3, 4, and 5. Then without chaining, you're going to go right into that next space between the next 2 shells, and you're going to put 5 double crochets in that one too. 3, 4, and 5. Then you'll chain 2, and you're going to skip on over to the chain 2 space. And you're going to be putting 2 double crochets in this first chain 2 space, a double crochet in the middle double crochet, and then 2 double crochets in the second chain 2 space for a total of 5 double crochets. So putting my 2 double crochets in that first chain 2 space, double crochet in my double crochet, then double crochet twice in this last chain 2 space. And that will bring us back up to our repeat for the row. So you will chain 2, and again you're going to be working in the spaces, these 2 spaces between your shells, and you're going to put 5 double crochets in this one, 5 double crochets in this one, then you'll chain 2, and again you will put your 2 double crochets in this chain, 1 double crochet in the double crochet, and 2 double crochets in the next chain, and you'll repeat that for the row. So I'm going to continue, and I'll show you how to end this row. Putting 5, then here I'll also put 5. Lost my loop. 3, 4, and 5. Then you'll chain 2. We'll be skipping over, and I believe on the end here, DC twice in the chain 2 space. I'll just check here. Okay, so we're going to be putting 2 double crochets in this chain 2 space, and then we're going to put a double crochet in our double crochet, and then a double crochet in our ending chain 3. And that will end row 5. Okay, so for round 6, chain 3 as always, and you're going to double crochet in these first 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. You double crochet in this chain 2 space, so you'll have 5 double crochets at the beginning plus your beginning chain. Then you're going to chain 2, and in this middle space between these 2 shells you're going to put your 5 double crochets. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then you'll chain 2, you'll move on over. We're increasing now, so in these 2 chains you're going to put 2 double crochets in that chain 2. Then you're going to put a double crochet in the next 5 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have 7 so far. And then the next chain 2 space, you'll put 2 double crochets as well, which should give you 9 double crochets in a row. And then you repeat that for the row. You'll chain 2, and you will put your 5 double crochets worked in that middle space between the shells. And then you'll chain 2, and you'll just keep on repeating that for the row until you get to your last area, which I'm in now. So again, you always need to chain 2 before and after your shell. And then in your chain 2 space here, you're going to put your 2 double crochets, and then you'll put a double crochet in your next, in the last 4 stitches. So double crochet in the next 3 double crochets, and in the double crochet in the ending chain 3. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. You have 6 stitches here on the end, and that will end row 6. Okay, for row 7, which I believe is the last row of the repeat. Yes, you'll be repeating rows 2 through 7. So row 7 is essentially the first row down here, except now you're working it in the stitches. So again, you'll chain 3 and turn, and in the second double crochet of the row, we'll put a double crochet, and you're going to double crochet all the way until you reach your chain 2 space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in the first 5 plus your chain 2 here, and you're going to chain 2 as well. And you're going to double crochet 2 in your chain 2. I don't know if you can hear those girls screaming out there. It's very distracting. So you're going to double crochet in 5, and then you'll double crochet 2 more in that chain 2 space, which, counting the chain at the beginning, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stitches here at the beginning. 7 double crochets plus your chain. And then you're going to be making your area here. So you're going to be doing a chain 2, double crochet in that center double crochet. So skip those first 2 double crochets and double crochet in that center double crochet. You'll chain 2, and then skip these last 2 double crochets and working in your chain 2 space and putting 2 double crochets in there. Then you're going to double crochet in the 9 double crochets that you have here. You're trying to get back to the 13 from the very first row that we did in row 1. Had a total of 13 double crochets. So we have 9 plus the 2 here, so that's 11. And then we get our final 2 double crochets by double crocheting in this chain 2 space on this side, giving you a total of 13 stitches. Then you'll repeat that. You'll chain 2, skip those first 2 double crochets and double crochet in that center double crochet, and then chain 2, and then double crochet in your chain 2 as well as all the double crochets. And then you'll also going to put 2 double crochets in the chain 2 space on this side too. and then 9 in the middle, so you'll have a total of 13. And then when you get to the end, after you've done your chain 2, double crochet, chain 2, after putting it in the center double crochet, you'll also put 2 double crochets in your chain 2 space, and then you'll double crochet in your final 6 stitches here. So double crochet in these 5 double crochets, and then you'll double crochet in the top of that ending chain 3, which will give you the 6. So you should have a total of 8 stitches in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that will end row 7. So now you want to back it up to row 2, and it'll be a repeat from row 2 to row 7. And after you've repeated row 7, I would also, when you're ready to end your afghan, end after row 7, when you have your tip of your diamond and your half diamond, just like you started here. And then we're going to be doing the border. And let me grab my afghan here and show you. See, this is how I did mine too. And now you want to do a row of double crochets all the way around your afghan. And it fell on the floor. That's okay. So I counted the corners as being the space between the last 2 stitches. So here and then here between these last 2 stitches, and vice versa on the other side. And since I'm not cutting my yarn, the last one I changed colors. You saw I had gray, so if you want to change to a different color, you can just attach to any corner. And you want to, for me, I'm just going to chain 2 and then put another double crochet in that first stitch. The corner, this is going to be half of the corner. It's going to be the same if you attached as well. Just only put 2 double crochets in that corner, and then you'll finish this corner once you go all the way around. So on the side stitches, double crochets are essentially 2 stitches, so you want to make sure that you have accounted for each of those stitches. So you'll have 2 in this double crochet, 2 in this, 2 in this, 2 in this. So once you know that, you can kind of space it out a little bit if you want. So if you feel confident enough, you can put one like in a little space before here and then one here. But to make it easy for yourself, you can just put 2 double crochets, work on that side stitch of the double crochet. Then find your next double crochet and put 2 double crochets, work in that side space. And you want to continue that all the way down all your side stitches. Till you come up to your corner. This last is your corner. So in the corner space, you'll want to work 2 double crochets, chain 1, and then 2 double crochets. And I like to work my second set of double crochets on the side of the afghan that I'm going to be working on. So I kind of pivot a little bit and do my 2 double crochets on this side, but in the same stitch. So two double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets in that very corner. And then now you're going to be working in your bottom side of your stitch, but you're going to put 1 double crochet in each double crochet, and in these chain 2 spaces you'll put 2 double crochets in that chain 2 spaces, because every chain counts as a stitch, and remember, you want to account for that. So you'll put 1 double crochet per chain, and then you'll double crochet in your double crochet in your 2, and then along all your double crochets. And again, you can change colors for this like I did, which I recommend just because I think it makes this border look so much better. But since it's a tutorial, I don't want to get new yarn and cut it just for a little small amount. You'll know how precious yarn is. Can't be wasting it. So go ahead and continue. If you need to count, like, you know there's 13 double crochets here, so you can count and make sure you've got 13 before you move to your chain 2 and put 2 double crochets in there. So it's up to you, but continue this until you get to this corner. Okay, so I'm here on the corner. On this side of it, there's 8 stitches. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 including the chain. So you put double crochet in each one of those except for the chain here on the end, because that's going to be your corner. And you're going to put 2 double crochets, chain 1, and then turn your work to the side you're going to be working on, and then put your other 2 double crochets. And then again on this side, you're going to be putting 2 double crochets in the side stitches of all your double crochets. Until you get to your very last double crochet of your side, which is this one for me. So then I'm going to do my corner for this side. So 2 double crochets, chain 1, and I'm going to turn, pivot your work, and then do your 2 double crochets to finish your corner on this side. And then now you can put a double crochet in the tops of all your double crochets. Remember, 2 in your chain 2 spaces, and just continue till you get to your end. Okay, I am in my last space here. I have my chain 2 and my double crochet, which is half of my corner. So I'm going to finish by putting 2 double crochets to end my corner, and I'm going to slip stitch in the top of the chain 2 end. If you changed your yarn, which you probably did, to slip stitch in the ending double crochet, and that slip stitch will count as the chain 1. So now you can change your color. For me, I had white, so you can change your color to white if you like, or whatever color you want for the middle one. So the second row of your border, you want to attach it here in between, or actually any corner. You just want to attach it in the corner space. But because I am slip stitching here, so I'm just going to chain 2 and double crochet in that space. You just got to back up a little bit to make sure you're in that. So I'm making only half of my corner here, and then we're going to start making our little heart things. So to do that, you want to skip 3 stitches. So this is the other half of the corner. So that's 1, 2, and then this very first double crochet here. So those are your skip 3 stitches. So in the next, so this 4th one over, you're going to start your little shells or hearts, whatever you want to call them. And how you make them is you double crochet 2, chain 1, and double crochet 2. Exactly what you've been doing in your corners this whole time. But now you're skipping 3 stitches in between. So 1, 2, 3, no need to chain, just 1, 2, 3 skip, and then the 4th one over, you're going to put your 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, all worked in that same stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4th one over, 2 double crochets, chain 1, and 2 double crochets. And then when you get to here, it doesn't matter if it's only 2. You work your corners the same. 2 double crochets, chain 1, then pivot, and then 2 double crochets. I already put 1 in my double crochet, so So in the corner, the same, and then again you're going to skip the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th one over. You'll put your 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, skip 3, 4th one over, same thing. So you'll continue it all the way around, and when you get to the corner, if you have 3 here, if you have 4 here, what I did is I only would skip 2 and try to, if I have like 5 at the end, you may end up like that, then only skip 2, then do your double crochet 2, chain 1, 2 double right here in this middle one, and then you'll skip the 2 on the other side and then do your corner, because I know I had to do that at one point. It may have been here. So if you get to right before the corner and you have 5, then just skip 2, do the heart, then skip 2 and do the corner. So I did my double crochet, 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, and I'm going to continue this all the way around. So it's right. So at the end of this row, you will have the 5. And then when you get done with the corner though, so you have your 5 that I was telling you about, you only skip 2, do your shell, then skip 2, do your corner, and then no need to then just skip 2 here, just continue on like your regular pattern. So after your corner, skip 3 and then continue on. Okay, I've reached my corner, or I have my half corner done. And again, I'm going to finish it by putting my 2 double crochets in that corner and then slip stitching in my very first stitch. And that is the white row done. So the last row, I changed back to the actual color that I used for my afghan, but you can use a completely different color if you like. So I attached, the corners are all done the same, so I just, the only difference is I try to put like a picot here in the middle, which I did at the end. So I'm just going to start by putting my 2 double crochets like I did at the beginning, or for me it's a chain 2, and then putting my double crochet in that center. But you're probably going to be changing colors, so start by putting your 2 double crochets in a corner space, and then you want to chain 1, and in between these shells here will always be just a single double crochet. So I put a double crochet in that space, and then I believe you don't chain, yeah you will. So before and after your double crochets you'll have a chain. So chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, and then now you'll be working in your center of your hearts, and to make your picot stitches you'll put a single crochet, then you'll chain 3, and then in that first chain, your chain 3, you're going to slip stitch, and then single crochet again in that same space. And then after that you'll chain 1. You're going to always be double crocheting in that space in between your shells. Chain 1 again. Then you come to the middle of your shell again, you'll single crochet into it, then you'll chain 3, and then that first chain you're going to slip stitch to create your picot, and then single crochet. And I always get, everybody says picot differently, so please don't put a lot of comments down there saying, no, it's pronounced, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so again, after you'll chain 1, double crochet in the center, double crochet, chain 1 after your double crochet, and then put your single crochet, chain 3, slip stitch in that first chain, and then single crochet in the middle. And you'll do that all the way around. Again, when you come up to a corner space, you'll do it exactly the same as well. So you'll put your 2 double crochets, and then at this time you'll chain 3 and do a picot there, and then you'll do 2 more double crochets. So instead of just the simple chain 1 in between your 2 double crochets, you put a picot there in the corner. And then again you'll chain 1, put a double crochet in between there, chain 1, and then it brings you to your next. So continue that all the way around. Okay, I've gotten all the way around. So now I'm at the very corner again where I started with my 2 double crochets. So I'm going to put my 2 double crochets into the same space. I already have my 2 double crochets. I'm going to go ahead and chain 3, slip stitch to make my picot, and then slip stitch in that beginning stitch, then chain 1, cut your yarn, and you are done. And I hope that you like this pattern too. So that is it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please don't forget to like and share and comment down below, but especially like and share. It really helps my channel out, really helps me out. You can find me on social media. On Facebook, I'm very active. I share free crochet patterns and one sponsored pattern there every day. Also, I have a newsletter that I share whatever's the most recent coming out from me, so you can always keep up to date. Also, I have a Pinterest board that I've been trying to increase my activity on. So please, if you Pinterest, you can find all those links down below, where you can find me on social media. Please join up with my board. So that's it, guys. Thank you so very much for watching. Bye.